Hey YouTube, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we've got your Week 12 start and sit video for the quarterback position. We are talking Turkey Week, Thanksgiving, so we've got 3 games on Thanksgiving, 1 on Black Friday, which is interesting, and then of course your normal slate of games on Sunday and of course Monday night. So a lot of games are going on, a lot of great games. Hopefully you guys are going to enjoy yourselves this week, enjoy your time with friends and family, and we're going to talk quarterbacks. Now, if you haven't already, check out our waiver wire video. Hopefully that video will help you guys get some players that may be able to fill some injuries or players that have been really productive that are still available. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button while you're here. Now, these are your obvious quarterbacks that you should be starting. Again, whether it's matchup or they've just been amazing this season, these guys are it. Now, the first quarterback I'm going to mention as a good start is going to be Trevor Lawrence versus the Texans. Look, first outing against the Texans, he only put up 15 points. Like, it wasn't a great game. He had a turnover, 1 touchdown. Like, it was it. And Trevor Lawrence has been average this season compared to where he finished last season. Now, he just had one of his best games this past weekend. He put up 2 touchdowns in the air, 2 touchdowns on the ground. He was balling out of his mind. Now, Texans started off strong, but lately they were averaging 21.2 points a game to the quarterback. And in those last 3 games have been 5 touchdowns as well. So matchup wise, this is a good one for Trevor Lawrence to have a really strong outing, continue what he did last week, and should have a good one this week. Now, the other quarterback I'm going to mention as a good start, again, is going to be Kyler Murray versus the Rams. Kyler Murray is on my waiver wire video. I recommended him last week. I'm going to continue to recommend him this week until people feel more confident in putting him in their lineup. Overall, Rams are allowing an average of 16.8 points. So again, that's not bad, right? Like, it's okay. And 231 passing yards. Murray right now in his 3rd game should only improve and get better in the passing aspect. Now, where he's been great is in the last 2 games, he's had 2 rushing touchdowns. Rams have allowed 4 rushing touchdowns so far for the season. So there's opportunity for him to have that type of game where he's going to have another rushing touchdown. I do see a better performance out of him, even though Rams are a pretty decent defense. I still think there's some things that they're not very good at. Cardinals will have to play catch up. We'll see how this plays out with Stafford if he's going to play. But I like Murray this week. I think he's going to give that team a headache. I think his rushing ability, and of course, I think his passing does get better. Now, the other quarterback is going to be Jordan Love versus the Lions. This is a great game for Thanksgiving, right? Another rivalry game. It's going to be a nice little fun one. Love had a decent game against the Lions in the first part of the season. He had 17 points, but he did have 2 turnovers, and that's going to be something that he's got to continue to fix and work on. Lions are allowing 18.5 points a game to quarterbacks. So matchup-wise, he should have something similar. The last 2 games, the Lions are averaging 23 points to quarterbacks. So I'm not expecting a 23-point game for Jordan Love. I expect him in that 18 to 19-point game because it is going to be a shootout. Lions should win this game being at home. But I think this team still will put up a fight. I think Love will have some greatest success and get you to that 18, 19-point range. Now, the first quarterback I'm going to have Sam Howell versus the Cowboys on the bench. Look, I get it. Sam Howell's been great as far as fantasy, right? Like, he's amazing. Over 3,000 passing yards. Like, he's got 20 total touchdowns. He's doing a really good job in the fantasy space. But he has yet to play the Cowboys, and the Cowboys defensively are doing a really good job. Sam Howell just had 3 turnovers against the Giants, who aren't great, right? Like, that's a practice squad team essentially at this point, and Howell struggled. So, biggest thing that's going to have for Howell is I'm worried about that offensive line because they allow a lot of sacks, and that's something the Dallas Cowboys do a great job at. Creating turnovers as well, right? Deron Bland, 4 touchdowns as far as pick sixes. So it's a really tough matchup. And they're only allowing 10.86 points a game minus, the Hurts and Purdy game. They're doing a really good job. This is a really tough matchup. I get if you're in Superflex or 2QB or whatever the case may be, you're probably still playing Sam Howell because of the upside capability, but I'm looking at sitting him if I can. Another quarterback I'm going to sit, Geno Smith. The injury concerns me. Plus, you're going against a 49ers team who's, again, can be really tough, right? 49ers team in a short week. This is not a great matchup for Geno. He's not playing very well. Again, the elbow injury is a big concern of mine because he did have to leave. Drew Lock came in. We'll see how this plays out. 49ers are only allowing 13.4 points a game. And on top of that, this is going to be where I think the addition of Chase Young just ended up just being huge for them, right? Like you're going to have Chase Young going after the quarterback. Obviously, you still have Bosa going after the quarterback, and you still have an amazing linebacking core that is able to obviously move around, follow the running backs, follow even slot receivers, tight ends, whatever. So matchup wise, I know this is a tough game. This is a game the Seahawks have to win, right? Like they cannot lose another game against a division rival. But Gino, I'm sorry, got to sit you. Now, last quarterback I'm going to sit, Russell Wilson. I know the Broncos have played great. He's going against the Browns, who are defensively one of the better teams in this league. So this is a really tough matchup. The Broncos are definitely on a nice winning streak, and I still can see them winning this game against the Broncos, especially since there's no Watson, even though DTR did a great job, and who knows, he might surprise us again. But Russell Wilson has not looked great. He's so inconsistent. Like he's 20 points here, maybe he's 16 points here. Maybe he's another 22 points, and now he's 13 points. So it's really tough. Browns are only allowing 12.1 points a game to quarterbacks. So, and only 166 yards. I'm going to sit him if I can. Now, my sleeper of the week is going to be Gardner Minshew versus the Bucks. This is a great matchup for Gardner to have some success, right? Like the Bucks are horrendous defensively. They're not able to stop the pass. They're just allowing touchdowns left and right. They just let Purdy have a 3-touchdown game of 333 yards. Like, they're just horrendous. Like they're allowing 288 yards a game, 19.8 points to quarterbacks in fantasy. So Minshew has a great matchup. I think they're going to obviously utilize JT in the backfield. I think Pittman's going to have a great game. I love this matchup for Minshew. That Minshew magic's going to be there. I love this matchup between him and Baker. I think it's going to be a nice little fun game to watch. But I think in this one, Minshew should be a nice little sleeper. So those are my start sits and sleepers for week 12. If you guys have questions for your lineups, hit me up in the comments down below. If you have questions of players for your waiver wires, again, make sure you check out that waiver wire video as well. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button. Stay tuned to our other start and sit videos. We'll be getting those out before the Thursday game because, again, you got 4 games by Saturday, so there's a lot of games there, and we want to help you guys out with that. Enjoy your turkey, and I'll check you guys out next time.